Hello, Steve here from dudehack.com. Today we're going to be talking about what you get with Hinge's paid subscription model, Hinge Preferred. So today you want to find out about Hinge Preferred, which is Hinge's paid subscription model which unlocks a number of certain features. So you want to know what those features are, how it all works, and what it costs. But before we do get into that, just a bit of housekeeping. Just a reminder, guys, my name is Steve. I am the owner of dudehack.com, which is your online dating resource for dudes and dudettes, which covers everything online dating. So if you're interested in online dating, you've just started, you're about to get into it, guys, I highly suggest that you head on over to dudehack.com. On top of that, if you're not sure if Hinge is the right dating app for you, I highly suggest you go ahead and you take Dude Hack's free quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you better. And look, for most, I do believe that there is a better dating app than Hinge. So at the end of the video, go ahead and take that quiz. I'll put a link down in the description below. And look, if you want to find out a bit more about Hinge at any point, I will put a link to my full comprehensive video, which breaks down everything Hinge. It's called How Does Hinge Work? But enough about that. You are here to find out about what you get with Hinge Preferred. So let's jump into it now. If you have clicked onto this video, it tells me that you're probably wondering what features especially do get unlocked once you decide to pay for Hinge Preferred. So let's just quickly run through them now. Later, we are going to be going through in a lot more detail what they are. But what you do unlock when you decide to pay for Hinge and therefore become a preferred member is number one, seeing who likes you. Number two, getting unlimited likes. And number three, just a few extra preferences when it comes to searching and matching. And look, before we really dive into what those are and what the costs are associated with them, look, I'd like to address the fact that there used to, or may still for some people, be a little bit of a stigma around paying for an online dating app. Guys, get that out of your brain right now. Times have changed. If anything, there are going to be more and more dating apps that are out there. And if you are someone who is serious about finding a partner, not getting involved and completely steering away from it is just not conducive for anyone or for yourself finding a partner. So guys, whether or not you spend some money, that comes down to you and your wallet and sort of where you stand in life. But if you are somebody that does want to find somebody, you do want to spend some money, do not worry. There should be and will be eventually no stigma around spending money on it. If you are somebody that is just looking for a fling or just wanting to sort of see what's out there, look, I suggest that you don't spend any money. You can get away with using Hinge and its free version and you can do just fine. As I do say in that video how Hinge works, that's essentially what I do. And what I've found with the amount of likes that you do get, which are very, very limited, albeit Hinge is quite deliberate with its matching. Even though they are quite small, look, for what its purpose is and what it should be, in my opinion at least, hopefully those matches or those number of likes you get should be enough if you are someone that's just wanting to sort of see what it's all about. If you're watching this video because you are searching for a serious relationship and you're thinking maybe Hinge will be the one to do so, and you're thinking, should I spend my money there? Look, I actually advise against that. I do think you would be better off spending your money on a dating app or site like eHarmony, which has a much higher success rate for serious relationships. But look, enough about that. Let's get into Hinge Preferred and what comes with it, how much it costs, and just a few more details. First and foremost, Hinge Preferred does obviously cost money. I'm sure you knew that at this point, and we will run through those costs towards the end of this video, so wait for that. But all you gotta know is you are able to get subscriptions of 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. Now, there is no difference between those 3 different tiers other than obviously the amount of time that you are a member and therefore the amount that you do spend. So in terms of features and what you get, there's no difference across the board. So let's run through in a bit of detail what those 3 different features are that you do unlock when you decide to pay and become a Hinge Preferred member. Number 1 is likes you. If you've ever used a dating app like Tinder or Bumble before, then you would most likely know what this feature entails. On Bumble, it's called Likes You as well, and on Bumble, it's called Beeline. Essentially, this will just show you any profile, any user that has liked you already. This can be a great time-saving mechanism for you to just basically go in, cut to the chase, know who is interested in you, rather than just endlessly swiping. Going even further than that, something that I do explore in my ebook on Tinder, Tinder Hacked, which I've put a link down in the description below, when you do only match with people who have liked you already, you've essentially got a 100% success rate of matching. What that means for Tinder's algorithm is you're essentially tricking the algorithm and showing that you have a very, very high score, i.e. you're a profile that is highly sought after. But look, some of you are probably thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about right now? And if that's you, just look, ignore it. Things like your algorithm and your ELO score, things like that. It's really not that important for now. Just get on and try Hinge or one of these dating apps. But if you are someone who is sort of a little bit more advanced, you know about the algorithms, you know about your ELO score, in order to basically reset that or get it to a really high level, basically I've gone over that in quite a bit of detail inside my ebook for Tinder, Tinder Hacked. So if that's you, go ahead and check it out. But if you're someone who's sort of just rolling your eyes at me going, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about algorithms. Just ignore it. Let's just move on. The second feature that you do get access to on Hinge, and in my opinion, it's probably the one that people do pay for the most, is unlimited likes. Now, I do say that people are probably paying for this one the most because on Hinge, compared to nearly all dating apps out there, it does have a very low number of likes that you do receive for free per day. On Hinge, you do only get 6 likes per day, so obviously having an unlimited amount, especially if you are in an area where there's not as many people or a little bit more rural, then you are going to get a lot more out of the app in that regard. I feel like I don't really need to explain much more what unlimited likes is. Essentially, you're just not going to be stopped swiping. You can swipe until you can't swipe no more. Lucky you. And like I said, the third and final feature there that you do get is some extra preferences. Really, that's just some ways to filter people out on what you are actually interested in, i.e. your preferences. So with the paid model, you can filter people by certain things like their height or what they're looking for or how many children they want. So if you are someone who is dead set on finding someone 6'7" and definitely wants kids, perfect, go ahead and upgrade to Hinge Preferred. So that's basically it in terms of what you do get as a Hinge Preferred member. Now look, just going a little bit further than this, I do believe that on any dating app, when you are actually paying, that it might just be pulling some little strings behind the scenes to put your profile out to more people. I say that because obviously Hinge, obviously Bumble, Tinder, any of these dating apps, they want their users paying. So if you have a better experience whilst you are paying, then of course you're going to be more inclined to spend in the future. This is purely anecdotal. It's just from what I have seen with past clients and myself included, but whether or not that has any effect on you, that's up for debate. But I did just want to address that potentially paying a little bit more for any of these dating apps could just put you in the running, so to speak, of getting a few more matches. But what does this membership actually cost you? You know what it gets you, you know what comes with Hinge Preferred, but how much does it cost? Now, before we do get into those, just a side note, these prices I am about to go through are what I have found since the start of 2021. They are in the US, they are in US dollars, obviously, but they are subject to change. I have seen that Hinge Preferred payments or its costs does change on a number of factors, for example, your location. So what I see here in Australia might be different to what you see in the US. But the prices we're going to go through now are the US prices in US dollars. So let's get into it. Okay, so the Hinge Preferred prices are as follows. For 1 month, you're going to be looking at $19.99. For 3 months, you're going to be looking at $39.99, an equivalent of $13.33 per month. And for a 6-month membership, you're going to be looking at $59.99, which comes out to be an equivalent of $9.99. I'll display all those prices up on the screen right now so you can have a bit of a look. Pause the video if you want to go ahead and take your time. But after seeing those prices, the question does still remain whether or not Hinge Preferred is worth it, whether or not you should spend your money on it. And like I might have given away at the start of this video, my answer is probably no. If you're somebody who is deadly serious about finding a long-term serious relationship, you are much better holding onto your money, not spending it on Hinge and spending it on something like eHarmony, which has a much higher success rate and is proven to help find long-term compatible partners. If you are somebody who is just looking for a hookup, for a fling, something casual, which is fine, I suggest you go on something like Adult Friend Finder instead. It's a platform where everybody's looking for the same thing, so don't waste your time on something like Hinge and get on over there instead. I've added a link for both of those down in the description below. But if you're somebody who's just sort of wanting to see where things go, you don't take things too seriously, you're open-minded, but you do just want to sort of get out there a little bit more. Look, I don't advise against Hinge. I probably just advise against spending your money. By all means, jump on there for free. Even if you are thinking about spending some money, I probably suggest that you just jump on the free version for at least a month first and see how you go. There's probably a better dating app out there, and if you're not entirely sure, remember, you can go ahead and take the free quiz over at dudehack.com, which will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you better. But at the end of the day, the more the merrier. If you've got the disposable income, why not try it for a month and see what happens? If you've got the disposable income, you can even go ahead and try all the dating apps and just pick which one suits you better. At the end of the day, it really comes down to you. But I hope that has given you just a little bit more clarity on Hinge Preferred and what comes with it and how much it costs and all that jazz. If I have answered any of the questions that you did have coming into this video, or you just enjoyed what you have seen today, look, I would really appreciate if you did go ahead and press the thumbs up button and subscribe. You would have no idea the impact that does have on my channel, so I would really appreciate if you did. And if you're still not sure, remember, take the quiz or just head on over to dudehack.com, where I have a bunch of articles on all different kinds of dating apps. So I'm sure you'll be able to find one in there that does suit you best. Now look, until tomorrow's video, guys, I hope you stay safe, be well, and I'll see you later.